what's happening, what's going on. It's Mark Man, aka Great Beard Logic, all that other good stuff. Your cousin CJ, what's happening? Coming to you with another one real quick. Like I said, building off the last one, you should definitely watch the last one, which was pretty much just do black men love black women too much? And here we're going to kind of extend the conversation just a little bit further and ask the question, can black women take criticism? Because here's part of the reason why black men so-called love black women so much and acquiesce to all of their needs and all their demands and all of that, fuck shit that kind of like seems to cloud the actual factual like meaning of in my opinion, obviously, of having a relationship. A relationship isn't just to have someone there to argue with and fuck with. It is to actually have someone that cares about you care about them, and you have a buddy in life to go through with. So with that being the baseline of this, and also being setting another parameter, setting another boundary, as we spoke in the last time, this isn't bashing women. Anytime any man, whether black, white, indifferent, speaks on behaviors of women that are showcased not only in their own words, but in their own behavior, which speaks 1,000 words, if not more, it's not bashing. It's not hate for women. It's not like degrading them. It's not pointing them out. But something actually hit me as I was actually about to go live on this shit real quick. And that is the fact that us as men really don't understand how much women beat themselves up. As far as, obviously, we know the battles that they may have with like weight and image and stuff like that, but that weighs heavy, which is hence the reason for the makeup and all this other stuff, body trainers, all this other stuff. Now, granted, it could be, for other reasons. This is just a sub part of it. This is just a slice, not all women, but some. As far as dealing with so many issues where they probably feel inadequate, to where the men that would possibly view them as, or that they would want to view them as potential partners and in a favorable light, those men now are coming to the forefront, having microphones and, using their phones, cameras, whatever, to speak on this type of issues or ask these type of questions. And it's not, once again, to bash women. Because if we so-called just loved you and went along with the program, number one, you wouldn't respect us. And number two, nothing actually gets handled. Your dealings with how you feel about yourself should be dealt with by a professional. And, definitely don't want to take too lightly, that subject matter. But in essence of how that's displayed, and in essence of how, it's publicly out there in conversations that are had, what can we take from these conversations? And that's when, it comes into question, once again, can women take criticism? Because real love is instruction from that person's perspective, or correction from that person's perspective. And not only that, but it's also just out of care for that person that they're speaking to, or they're trying to correct, or they're trying to, adjust or help out. So with that being obviously the parameters, the baseline, once again, this is not a video of hate. This is not like laughing at these chicks for, having a difference of opinion, or laughing at these men for having a difference of opinion. It's more or less like the real essence of trying to like have a conversation and listen to all sides and get as many viewpoints as you can to try to construct a better idea of what's going on. So as we go on, let's, look at a few different clips. And this comes to you, by means of the old TT. Try to stay off the TT, but I'm on the TT, so I guess I'm finally there. But anyway, let's address some of these videos, and we'll get at it. Let's go.
Give you some advice on what you can improve on, but we scared to get our head bit off in the process of doing that. When we talking to y'all, it's no nice way to say, hey, you not doing X, Y, Z. We feel like most women gonna take that and be like, what? Or they're gonna like take that and get mad and then jump right into what we not doing in response, instead of being like, you know what? You're right. I'm going to work on it. Mm-hmm. And even if they do got issues with us, I'm not saying that they shouldn't feel comfortable expressing that as well. But take the criticism, work on that, And you know what I'm saying? Like, instead of taking it personal, like, oh, this nigga attacking me. Like, why are you attacking me? No, I don't do that. Why are you telling me I do it? No, I don't. Instead of being like, you know what? Let me, self-evaluate and go back and come back to. And I feel like if that happened more often, we would communicate a lot better and we would communicate a lot more.
Word. Shout out to Dan Crew Season for that one.
We'll give you some advice on what.
Stop that. But shout out to Crew Season for that one. But yeah, dude, pretty much in a nutshell, saying the same thing. However, he took it to that extent that I was wanting to get into, and I'm glad that was the clip that kind of came up, is the fact that most men also don't correct or don't try to step up to the plate in that way because they're afraid of the retribution that comes from it. And afraid is a touchy word. I shouldn't use the word afraid, but if anything, they don't want, the outcome or the backlash that may come from it, because he's speaking of an interpersonal relationship, a relationship between a man and a woman where they should feel comfortable talking about certain things and, trying to keep each other on track, however it means for the other person's happiness or just for that person to be, good, that they, doing the wrong things. Once again, criticism. So when it comes down to that, once again, the backlash and the twisting and the turning and the spinning and like, oh, well, you do it too. And I get that. That's clear and that's fine. We could talk about that right after we talk about what I just brought up and see if you at least accept that, take in what I'm saying, or you just think that I'm just attacking you or bashing you or hate you or whatever. So, there's always, and you should go back obviously to the She Says series. I'm gonna have to add a few more to that chapter or to a few more chapters to that book or that, that stream of videos, that group of videos. But yes, when she says certain stuff, it's typically a hyperbole of what it actually is. So not to give too much away, but in essence, you're criticizing a very particular act in a relationship that you feel comfortable telling her about. Not no stranger, not no random, but the dude that you're sleeping with, the dude you see every day or every other day or however. The dude you care about, the dude that apparently cares about you. If you can't take criticism from that particular party, that particular person, that's hard, because who else can get through to you? And this was something that Kevin Samuels actually brought up, and shout out to him, whatever, but RIP to him, shouldn't say shout out, RIP. But yeah, it's almost like the messenger has to be perfect. If it wasn't Kevin, who was capable enough to pinpoint issues that pretty much everybody can see except for the person that is actually doing it? That's why there's need for conversations like this, because there's always an outside looking in type of aspect to it. We all are blinded to things that we are involved in, but if someone else sees it, they can see how it affects other aspects of your life or maybe people that, are around you. So yeah, let's go ahead and move forward. Don't want to get too bogged down into one, but let's go ahead and go on. Men are great communicators. A lot of women just don't listen. See what you got to say.
Men don't need to communicate better. Women just simply need to listen. And that's the problem today. A lot of women, they'll take in what you're saying and immediately become combative or aggressive or deflect instead of processing it, taking it in, and try to improve on it. Everything that he says is not an attack on you. Just because it's negative doesn't mean it's bad. Like, stop taking things so personal. Because if it was the other way around, if you want the man to improve on something, it's going to happen more times than not.
Word.
Have that conversation with him, tell him what you want to say, and you expect him to fix it. That's all it is. It's just a man finally being vocal, expressing themselves, wanting things to change for the betterment of the relationship. And I feel today women just simply don't listen, or they don't care. Either way,
Ooh.
We need to work on it.
Ooh.
Men
Ooh.
don't need to-
Spencer said, either don't care. God damn. I would certainly hope that anybody that's in a relationship, once again, that they care about each other. That seems to be like it's the crux of this shit. You know what I mean? You would think like that's kind of like what the point is fucking the point. Fucking is, you know what I mean? But yeah, trying to curse so bad that I just miss what I'm trying to say. However, he's, once again, hammering that nail. And the point being is that you can still come across, as best as you can, but you can still receive, backlash. Now, as men, and this goes into what I did the last video on, men have learned to deal with that quote unquote wall, or that's part of the wall that we speak of that we have to tear down just to get to your heart, or just to, finally get you comfortable enough to where you're in your feminine and all this other stuff. Like, we have to put in some fucking work. And most men are actually willing to do that. You know what I mean? Some men obviously aren't, but, some men are actually willing to put in that work. Now, for that, they still get, a little bit of the damage, a little bit of, what I'm saying, they still get the extra, and it's not quite necessary, especially once again when it's coming from a good place, supposedly coming from a good place, you know what I mean? Now, as a woman, she should always be on her guard, you know what I mean? But once again, that's the whole part of like submitting and all that stuff, is that if you trust this man enough, you should be able to take his criticism as well. You know what I'm saying? That's just kind of part of it. And then when men, once again, do finally speak up on stuff after they've been quiet for a while and try to let it blow over, then it just seems like it's a bigger issue than it really is. And sometimes it is, because it's been festering. So men, speak up early. I had to learn that the hard way in my personal life. So if you're in a relationship with a woman, speak up early. You know what I'm saying? Let everything be known, and you should know your woman enough to find a way to communicate that so that she can take the information in the best way. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to do that sandwich where it's like a compliment, some real shit, and then another compliment, and then maybe she can digest what's actually going on. So, try that tactic, and maybe that shit'll work out. You know what I mean? All right, let's see what this other video got going on. I'm trying to go too long with the shit, but just wanted to get a few examples. Oh, we got a female, Kendra G, shout out to her. You know what I mean? Let's see what she has to say on the subject. You can't take direct criticism. That's why you single. That's it.
Damn, Kendra goes off.
I have a guy on my Facebook page right now who's in a jacuzzi, and there are so many women.
Uh-oh. Come on, internet. Don't embarrass me like this.
Saying he's gay, he's this, he's the sissy, he's giving me feminine vibes. You women don't have any problems expressing yourself when it's something negative to a male. But let a woman come up here, and we have to have a real
Sorry, guys.
talk moment. All of a sudden, I don't like this show because I feel low. You don't like the show because your ass don't want to take direct criticism. And
She is speaking facts.
you know what?
So,
that's why your ass is going to be watching me as long as I do the show. And you ain't going to get a man because you're not strong enough to woman up and maybe realize there's some shit you got to get together.
Damn, Kendra goes off.
I gotta give her an applause on that one. Hopefully you guys, heard the whole message through all the skipping and all that shit. But there goes another example. Men can say only but so much, but women run in packs, and women care what other women think. So when the nail is hammered by a woman, obviously she catches backlash. She's a pick-me, she's a this, she's a that. All kind of disparaging comments in order to, water down her message, which is, once again, probably coming from, because I don't know how women get down, but they sense each other differently. But, obviously it's a Kendra G. She doesn't, have to benefit any from giving advice or helping out or trying to hook people up or whatever she does on her show. I watch it a little bit, but not too much. But anyway, you know what I mean? Like, so if she catches backlash for some shit, and she's a woman, for giving a woman criticism after this woman seeks her out or is on her show and does all this stuff, all these other parameters that makes it seem like, okay, this person is seeking this person out, so they want to hear what this person has to say. And then when they hear what this person has to say and they don't like it, that's fine. You can not like it. But hopefully at the end of all that emotional stuff, you can take in the true message and apply it where it's needed. That's the whole point. Behind closed doors, you can, do what you have to do to work on yourself and get better. Don't matter if you read books or watch videos, or obviously, hopefully, you praying and seeking guidance from the Most High. But however people do what they do in order to get better, do yoga, whatever the case might be. You know what I'm saying? You're doing that behind closed doors. And some people do it for the broadcast, and obviously, to me, that gives off the wrong reasons type of vibe. Like, if you're going to do something, you just do something. You don't need everybody to see it. Now, if you want other people to join in, yeah, okay, that's that gray area. But point being that the work is done internally. Everybody don't have to see it. You know what I mean? You take in what you need to take in, apply it to your life, and pretty much eat the meat, spit out the bones type of mentality. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing about criticism. It should be constructive, and sometimes it's not constructive, but the message can still be taken in, whether it's, by a person from the opposite gender, or if it's a person from the same gender, if it's a person older than you, younger than you, same age. These criteria should not have to matter. Now, granted, if someone's telling you how to make money and they themselves are broke, yeah, that doesn't add up. Let's use logic. But when someone's just giving you just general life advice, general relationship advice, general personal growth advice, it can come from anywhere, and you should have your ears open to hear it from anywhere, because nobody knows, and hopefully you do give credit the way you heard it from, but most people don't. However the case might be, as long as it helps you out, that's the whole point of it. So shout out to everybody that is, putting it out there as far as hey, I'm giving advice and I'm trying to help out, all that other good shit. You know what I mean? Hell, that's what the fuck I'm trying to do. All right, let's close it out with a damn cottontail. Let's see what she got to say. Was enjoying it until I found out another STEM woman can't take online criticism.
Hey, Sweaty. Do you know the difference between a kilobyte and a kilobyte? Because none of these mansplainers seem to know. Evidently, they've also never done mental math in their lives before. I'm always open to constructive criticism when it is warranted and from people who know what they're talking about. Hey, Sweaty.
And that's another, saying, let me go ahead and try to mute that. But that's another one where it's obviously, if you have, this is what I was just talking about. If you have a specific knowledge about something, you got somebody trying to give you advice on it, but they know nothing about that. Sure, they're trying to give you advice. Maybe it's to be an asshole. Maybe it's to honestly try to give you advice. But if you know more, you don't have to say, I know. You don't have to double down and make them feel little. That person's just trying to give you advice. That's actually a genuine gesture. And we need more genuine people out here, or people that are willing to give genuine gestures out here. Once again, don't be no random running up on people and fucking damn telling them what the fuck you think and, what the fuck they should do and all this other stuff. That's when it gets a little bit too far. And that's where that woman on woman shit kind of goes on. Let's go ahead and see if we can squeeze a couple more in real quick. I mean, long-winded like a motherfucker.
Ew, this is so cringe. Guilty.
Yeah.
Ew, this is so cringe.
And here we go with another one. This is, I think, probably along the lines of what I was talking about. Shows the shit is probably listening to me. Hopefully you're listening and liking and sharing.
Totally right. You're so right. You are correct. There's just one thing that's maybe slightly wrong about it. Yes, but there's just one kind of, it's just a little bit, it's a little off. But yes, you're right. Correct. There's just one thing that's maybe, I think that's totally
yeah,
right.
and see, that's what I'm saying about trying to
one
KYP, know your personnel, and trying to do it. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's effective, sometimes it's not. But you at least still have to try, especially if you care about the person. And that's what this video and the last video is kind of surrounded about. It's from love. It's coming from a place of love. Correction equals love. People need to get that through their minds. Love does not always equal acceptance of every single damn thing I fucking do and all this other stuff. No. Love is also, I care about you, I see you going the wrong way, and I want to stop you from fucking up and doing that. Now, this isn't exactly how I was, planning this out, but there's a lot of things, good things that come from it. Hopefully you took some good things from it. And if you did, once again, like, share, subscribe. You know, other people might like to hear this shit or might want to hear this shit. You know what I mean? But shout out to everybody that does tune in. Liquid Courage, shout out to the cuz, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you down, go to IG. You know, go ahead and like some shit. Go ahead and follow some shit. You know what I mean? All that other good stuff. But anyway, until I damn drop another video, which will probably be the day, because I'm feeling kind of, you know, like, yeah, let's get it going. Let's get it going. Let's keep it moving. So, to the next topic, we will see you then. Until then, God bless, be easy, and yeah, see you boy later. Boom, 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 boom.